Hi, I'm Kyle Pillsbury in sunny Fort Myers, Florida. Today I'm standing on a 2019 Galeon 56 Sky. This is a unique boat. This was called the Leading Lady, used for MarineMax getaways, made voyages through the Bahamas, the Keys, and a lot of the Gulf Coast area. The 56 Galeon is powered with twin Volvo Penta D11 725 horsepower each, straight shaft inboards, with bow thruster and stern thruster and a full navigation package, which I'll get into a little bit later. Let me walk you through the boat. We'll start at the stern and we'll work our way to the bow. Obviously I'm standing in the galley. The galley is aft. It services the cockpit very well. There's no transition from the cockpit to what we'd call the lower salon / galley area. An amazing amount of storage, and makes just for a real nice social area. I mean, we love to congregate in the galley or the kitchen if you're at home, and this is that same type of feeling but on a boat. And to be able to do that and get that feeling in a boat under 60 feet is really impressive. We have an amazing amount of storage throughout the galley. I'll point out some highlights here. We've got an induction cooktop, convection oven, we've got a deep double sink, nice size refrigerator and freezer. We also have an opposing beverage refrigerator across from me in the buffet area. So this area is nice, great place to store party items, and you could also add an additional ice maker here, which we've done in the past. We can do that right here in our service department, but a great amount of storage. The other thing I want to point out before we move forward in the boat is the amount of natural light. And one of the biggest feedback points we get from our customers is they feel like when they're going into the galley or in certain spaces of the boat, it's a dark area and they feel like they're in a basement. This is great. You can prep dinner or lunch or breakfast and look out and see what's going on throughout the day. Just a really nice space, and that natural light is carried throughout the whole boat, so it's a very bright and open boat. You always feel the daylight. Next, I'd like to point out the upper salon. Follow me up. You have a slight transition from the galley to the upper salon area. This space is really laid out well for a family or entertaining friends. You've got a large booth style seat here, or sofa, with a table that will drop down and a cushion fills in to make this a really nice lounging space or another place for somebody to sleep. Across from the U-shape sofa area, we've also got a 46-inch TV that comes up, electrically actuated. You also have another nice seating area here, and on a night that you want to play games or socialize, you can actually pull the seats out right to the table. There's storage underneath the seats as well for DVD videos or books or games or whatever you'd like to put in there. Now to a very exciting part of the boat, the helm. Sitting at the helm, you have great visibility, and oftentimes in a boat, visibility is compromised for function, and I believe that Galeon fit both in perfectly. We've got a two-piece windshield. Oftentimes in a boat this size, it's a three-piece windshield. Nearly unobstructed view. Port and starboard, we have electrically actuated windows that raise and lower. We also have an opening sunroof. So on the perfect day that you want to get a cross ventilation in through the boat or communicate with somebody on the dock as you're docking, you have those options. A very well appointed helm area here. We have two 12-inch Raymarine Axiom displays. The latest and greatest from Raymarine. Point out the fact that it has an autopilot, obviously a Volvo Penta vessel monitoring system. We have bow and stern thruster. They're 24 volt. The fact that the helm is so far forward on the 56 Sky that it gives you a feeling of no bow rise. So when you're running the boat, it's unlike most boats of this size if you've ever run one. Generally you're sitting with a bow in front of you and you feel like you're on top of the bow here. So great visibility. You don't lose sight of the horizon when you come up on plane. The boat has great performance. I think while I'm up here at the helm, I'll point that out. It's a 25 knot cruise, very efficient at that speed. You're running somewhere in the very low 50 gallons per hour and a 30 knot top end. Again, very impressive top end speed. I'd mentioned earlier in the video that the 56 Sky has a VIP stateroom that would be considered a master in most boats this size. Great size stateroom, plenty of storage. You have a really nice ensuite head and shower. Moving into the head, you've got great space, nice vanity. You've got a stand-up shower, of course, with a rain shower head. Off to the starboard side of the boat, this is the guest stateroom. This is a neat stateroom with a great amount of storage throughout. You've got 2 single beds that convert into a very nice full-size bed. You also have storage underneath the mattresses, which is nice, and a full-length hanging locker as well. In the master stateroom, this is probably one of the biggest features to this boat. You have a master that, again, like a lot of other things in this boat that you generally won't see in a boat this size. So an abundant amount of storage, great natural light, an amazing amount of headroom, and very, very quiet. So Galeon incorporates what's called Alcantara. It's a sound deadening and also adds to the aesthetics of the boat, but you won't hear water hitting the hull. You won't hear waves lapping up against the hull. You won't hear air conditioning discharging. Very quiet space is perfect for a master on a boat. I'm standing in the shower of the master head. Great shower. Oftentimes it's a compromise in a boat. You have great space, easy to get showering handled, and move on to the vanity space with plenty of storage and, again, natural light and plenty of headroom. Here in the engine room, what an amazing space. So plenty of area to move around the engines. So many times boats are built right around the engines these days. So for a technician or an owner operator for maintenance, it's easy to move to the outboard side of the engines. Well lit. The fuel tanks are made of 316L stainless. I think almost everything else out there is aluminum. You have great insulation. That's what makes the boat so quiet. And you also have access to your crew space from the engine room. The last 2 features I'd like to point out is hydraulic swim platform, capable of holding a good sized tender, and then we have our crew access, which also makes for an amazing lazarette. I will tell you that I personally have slept in the crew on the 56 Galeon before, and it is quite comfortable with climate control, head and shower, and plenty of storage, in which you can also access the engine space from the crew area. I want to thank you for joining me on the walk through the 2019 Galeon 56 Sky. It's been my absolute pleasure. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to Kyle Pillsbury. You can reach me at kyle.pillsbury@marinemax.com or on my cell 612-718-7561. Thank you.